Hello and welcome to the Build a Day May World Tour, I guess would be the title of this video, maybe? I don't know. Not really sure what else to call it. May is officially over and I thought I would just show you guys the builds that I made because there's not much that you can really see in roughly 20 seconds of footage. And some of these builds are actually really detailed, and especially the bell one, seeing as there's like a little ding-a-ling thing in here. I think I've got night vision applied at the moment, so hopefully everything's easier to see. I'm really surprised with how well Build a Day May went. There was quite a lot of things that I would do differently in the future, like I would add maybe a back bit to the boat here, make it a bit bigger, but I'm really happy with how the cannons worked. Some of the shorts did incredibly well, like the rainbow for example, and I think the traffic light, was it the traffic light that did quite well? No, the snow globe is the one that did really well, that I wasn't expecting to do well. But I'm really happy with the way that quite a lot of the builds turned out, and with the amount of positive feedback that I received, as well as a few suggestions. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen with Build a Day May, because it was a very last minute decision, and by last minute I mean I decided that I would do it on the 29th of April. I had the idea of, hey, what about if I built something every day for May? And then I was like, okay, I need to maybe get on with that then. I had to think about different things that I would build each day. And so for that to happen, I had to think of 31 things in total. And that wasn't too difficult. I thought of some things quite easily, and then there were other things that I wasn't a huge fan of, but they've been pushed to the back burner because I got loads of incredible suggestions as well from the viewers. Like the spruce barn, the chicken jockey absolutely was a wonderful suggestion. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And yeah, there's just been so many wonderful suggestions that I've worked with and thought, you know what, these are actually really good, and I'm really glad that someone suggested it. And someone also suggested that next time I try and make my builds a bit bigger so I can work with it. I think the Switch was one of the smallest builds that I built. But as I continued to sort of scale buildings up a bit more, it kind of made it more obvious what I was working with and what my flaws were. So some of these builds were actually built like before the day was meant to happen. So I think I built the rainbow on the 2nd of May, despite it going out on the 6th, I think. I always made sure that I had the shorts pre-recorded, pre-edited, and they were scheduled to go live on their designated day, just to make things a little bit easier for me. Because I did have quite a lot of things going on in May. It's been a very chaotic month for me, and I'm actually really glad it's over because that was not a nice month to go through. But I am hoping to do something like this again in the future, so maybe next year, keep an eye out. I'm thinking of keeping some of the builds the same, or some of the ideas the same, just so that I can kind of show that I've been growing or getting better at building. There's a few things in all the builds that I like, but there are some things that I don't like, and I'm quite happy with how the Mirage turned out. And I was originally going to do a dragon for the final day, but then one of my friends suggested doing the traffic lights, and I thought, oh, you know what, that would be really funny. There's been lots of hints and tips and advice that I could use, especially with like the spruce barn and the trophy, or the vase. There was supposed to be a vase but didn't really look too much like a vase. Got quite a lot of advice as well. And there's quite a few of the builds that I'm looking at and I'm thinking I can probably do something in the future to make this a bit better. Like for example, this one I'm immediately thinking I could make this more circular so it looks more like a hot air balloon as opposed to a yam. And I'm relatively happy with the tractor. But again, I'm very critical of my own builds, and I just need to stop being so critical. When I started off this journey, I wasn't really expecting much to happen now with it. I wasn't expecting the series to take off as dramatically as it did. Things I started off the month with like 202 or 203 subscribers, and I'm now up to nearly 600, which is still completely mind-blowing to me. And there were some things that I built for the very first time, some things that I've built before, like I've built the bear before, I built a frog before, I've built a bee before, but I redesigned it a little bit. But I've never built a turtle before, and somehow I've never built a rainbow before, so I'm really happy with how that turned out as well. I guess the advice that I could give to anyone who is wanting to be a builder in the future or wants to just get better at building, my advice to you would just start building. Because at some point, you're going to make something really cool and you're going to go, oh, hang on, I didn't realise I could do that. Or you're going to think of other things that you could add to your builds that are going to make it much more amplified or make it seem a lot nicer. Fun fact for you guys, actually, every single one of these builds only uses up to a max of 9 blocks. Because I didn't want to have to go into my inventory too much and have to try and find the item. I think this one... How much was the greenhouse? Not that much. I think it was just these blocks. And the stairs which are up here. So I think this was an 8-block one. Yeah. This was an 8-block build, so that's quite a lot of blocks that I used for that one. Whereas with Turtle I used 2 buttons, green terracotta, white terracotta, spruce slabs, and some brown stained glass, so that's 5, so that's very low numbers. Oh, I'm talking about the lowest, and then there's this, obviously. This has the least amount of blocks, because it's got the white, the black, and the red. Yeah, some of these builds are a lot simpler than I was expecting, some of them are a lot more complicated than I was expecting as well. I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, that's the kind of world tour. Sorry I didn't really spend too much time with every single build, there's 31 of them. And this would have ended up being quite a long video. Anyway, thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be. Goodbye!